You ever noticed how some compliments feel like a slap? Not loud, not obvious, just sharp enough to bleed later? It was my wedding rehearsal dinner, and his mother, Mrs. Gloria Davenport, polished pearls and louder opinions, leaned in close like she was sharing a family secret. She whispered, just loud enough for me and every other woman at the table to hear, "Let's just pray you last longer than the last one. Our boys love a temporary thrill." Then she clinked her glass to mine and smiled. A smile so polite, so warm, so hateful. And my soon-to-be husband, Marcus, didn't say a word. His mother insulted me. His mother labeled me temporary, and he stayed silent. I tried to laugh it off. I tried to stay elegant. I sat there, uncomfortable in my champagne-colored dress, smiling like everything was fine, while my heart thundered behind my ribs. Marcus squeezed my hand under the table, as if that counted for something. "As long as I got you," he whispered. "But if you've got me, why not defend me?" A waiter walked by, offering shrimp cocktail. My stomach turned. Nothing tastes good when you're swallowing disrespect. Gloria raised her glass again, pretending to toast. "To our temporary bride, may she find her place in the family, if she keeps it." Everyone laughed, except me, except the women who knew exactly what she meant. Somewhere, in the middle of the clinking glasses and fake laughter, I realized something. I wasn't just marrying Marcus. I was marrying his mother, and she had no intention of letting me stay. You think the worst pain comes from enemies. It doesn't. The deepest pain is delivered by those who claim to love you, or promise to. Before the wedding even happened, I already had a warning sign, one I ignored, one I should have listened to. Because that night, I would learn something about Marcus. Something that would break me long before the marriage did. We left the dinner around 10 p.m. I stayed quiet on the ride home. Not angry, not sad, just paying attention. Marcus drove with one hand on the wheel, one hand resting on my thigh like everything was normal. "Baby," he said casually, "don't take what my mom said so seriously. She just jokes like that." Jokes. That was his explanation. "She tests everyone at first," he continued. "After you prove yourself, she'll come around." Prove myself? To who? To his mother? For my own marriage? My voice came out calm, too calm. "That's funny, Marcus, because I thought I was marrying you, not auditioning for her approval." He pulled into our driveway and sighed. "You're overthinking. Just give it time." Then he kissed my forehead like he was rewarding me for compliance. That was the night I learned. With Marcus, love would always come with patience and silence. But I wasn't built to swallow disrespect. I might digest it once, but I always spit it back later. You ever let something slide once, then let it slide again, until it finally cuts deep enough to make you speak? Because my first clapback wasn't planned. It just slipped out. Sharp, clean, loud enough to stop a room. 2 days after the wedding dinner, we had a brunch to welcome me into the family. Gloria hosted it in her big velvet dining room, where even the chairs felt judgmental. She kissed both my cheeks as I walked in. "Our little temporary bride is back." People chuckled. Marcus stood there, smiling tight, not defending me, not protecting me, just waiting for the moment to pass, like he always did. And that's when it happened. I turned to Gloria and said with the same sweet tone she used, "Oh, don't worry. I plan on lasting much longer than your first marriage." Silence. Silence so loud the chandelier could have dropped and still gone unnoticed. Gloria's smile froze. Her eyes narrowed. Her pearl necklace suddenly felt tight. Marcus choked on his mimosa. His cousin snorted, trying not to laugh. I took a sip of water and smiled. Curtsy. Sweet. Unbothered. You insult me publicly, I return the favor politely. That moment felt like a victory. But every victory has a price. Because from that day forward, Gloria wasn't just rude. She became strategic. And Marcus, he stayed loyal to silence. But silence has consequences, especially when someone believes you're temporary. It was my 29th birthday, just 6 months into our marriage. I woke up expecting love, maybe flowers, maybe a sweet card. What I didn't expect was a text from Marcus that read, "Your gift is at Gloria's. Go pick it up. Happy birthday, babe." Something in my chest tightened. Gifts delivered by your mother? In her house? That wasn't love. That was control. I drove there, palms sweating, heart thudding, instincts screaming. When I arrived, Gloria greeted me with a grin wide enough to hide daggers behind it. "Happy birthday, dear." I picked something special for my temporary daughter-in-law. I forced a smile. My hands clenched the bag. I opened it. Inside, a framed picture of Marcus with his ex-girlfriend, and a note written in her elegant script, "Some things never change, just like memories or preferences." I froze. The room spun. My birthday? A reminder that I was temporary, disposable, replaceable. Marcus walked in at that moment, carrying coffee. He saw my expression and, of course, said nothing. Have you ever had someone hurt you, and the person you trusted the most stayed completely silent? It's not the words that break you. It's the absence of protection. That day, I realized I wasn't fighting just Gloria. I was fighting both of them. I left Gloria's house without saying a word. On the drive home, my mind raced. I could cry. I could scream. I could leave Marcus. But none of that felt satisfying. I needed something stronger. I needed control. From that day forward, every interaction, every word, every small rebellion became a brick in my wall of boundaries, independence, and self-respect. I started small. I stopped asking Marcus for validation. I politely refused Gloria's advice at every opportunity. I cultivated my own life outside the marriage, friends, career, dreams. And every time Gloria called me temporary, I responded with grace, but inner fire. Some people think revenge has to be loud, dramatic, or messy. But the quiet kind, emotional, controlled, unstoppable, is the most dangerous. Because it leaves your enemies powerless, confused, and bitter. Gloria didn't give up. She started planting ideas, whispering into Marcus's ear. Maybe she's not the one. Maybe you're meant for someone else. Marcus, who once promised love, began to waver. But here's the twist. The more he tried to silence me, the more I discovered my own voice and the power I never knew I had. After the birthday betrayal, I made a choice. Not a loud, vengeful choice. Not a public humiliation. A quiet, devastatingly effective one. I took control of my life. I poured myself into my career, every promotion I earned, every client who respected me, every success that made me glow was a brick in my invisible fortress. Marcus, he watched. Gloria, she seethed. But here's the thing. I didn't need to fight them. I just grew. And growth is the ultimate revenge. Sometimes revenge isn't fireworks. It's quiet. It's success. It's the realization that the people who called you temporary are now irrelevant. Months later, Gloria tried to corner me at a family event. Her usual pearls, her fake smile, her temporary comments, ready to cut me. But I didn't flinch. I didn't apologize. I didn't need to. I just smiled, calm, confident, and said, I'm grateful to be permanent in my own life. The room froze. Marcus looked at me, finally seeing what he had ignored. Gloria's lips pressed into a tight line. And that was it. No fight. No shouting. Just truth. Permanent. The words stung them more than any argument could. Have you ever realized your silence, your success, or your growth could be louder than any clapback? Because it's true. Nothing hurts manipulators more than watching you thrive without them. Gloria's words echo in my memory sometimes. Temporary. Funny how powerful that word felt, until I realized it was never about her. It was about me claiming my permanence. And now I am permanent, unstoppable, finally free. Thank you for walking through this story with me. Pain teaches, growth transforms, and every voice deserves to be heard, especially yours. If you felt something today, if this story made you think, remember, or heal, then I want to ask you a question. Have you ever stayed silent just to keep the peace, even when it hurt you? Comment your answer below. Please take a moment to support the channel. Like the video and subscribe for more Soul Speak stories. Together, we rise through every chapter, one truth, one voice, one soul at a time. This is Soul Speak, where every story speaks back.